everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Naya. I am an American foreign exchange student from New York, traveling to Porvoo, Finland for my year abroad as a Rotary Youth Exchange student. And today I'm going to be talking about the interview process as to how to become a foreign exchange student, how it's structured, what the conversations might look like, what they might ask you, just everything in general that you would need to know to prepare for the interview so that you can do your best. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that you usually think of when you think of how am I going to prepare for this interview is dress attire. So I would recommend that you wear something nicer than you usually would on a day to day. You don't need to overdo it and dress wicked fancy, but definitely put yourself together, look nice. Presentation is huge. How you're presenting yourself tells the people interviewing you a lot about you as a person. So just look nice, look presentable. Okay, so when we initially entered the interview building, we didn't go straight into individual interviews, which was really relieving. We kind of just sat down with our parents and the Rotarians, and they talked about some basic rules and guidelines with the program, what the program's all about, how exchange kind of works, all that kind of stuff. And then they concluded with that introduction and they were like, okay, guys, now I want you all to pick a current event that's happening right now in the world, and I want you to come with us, and we're going to take all the kids in this room, and you guys are going to debate about it, which I was not prepared for at all. And I did have a slight moment of panic, which is normal. I mean, there's definitely some things during your exchange experience that you're going to come across that you didn't expect and you didn't prepare for. And just having that in the interview really gives you a taste of what your exchange year is going to be like. So I had to come up with something quick and it ended up working out fine. But that's not guaranteed to happen in your interview. I'm just saying, there are going to be some unexpected either group activities or questions that you kind of have to be ready to roll with the punches. So um, we all went in, we discussed our topics, and we kind of debated a little bit, and then we went to the passport fair. So the passport fair was really great. I loved the passport fair. It was probably my favorite part of the whole interview process. And it kind of just brought the mood back up and helped with my anxiety because interviews can be a little scary at times. And the passport fair, being able to talk to all of these people from um, these countries was amazing. So, how the passport fair works is they have a kid at each table, which is like a country, and they either studied abroad there or they live there and it's their home country. And you just go around, you learn about each country, and that really helps you narrow down your choices for your top five. But picking your top five countries, this helps so much to hear firsthand experiences from people who have either lived there or studied there, and it's just great. So the passport fair was probably my favorite part of the whole interview process. And then they started pulling kids to do their individual interviews. So before I go into what my personal interview was like, I want to preface with a couple of different tips that really helped me in my interview. Um, a couple days and the night before my interview, I had just a little notebook or a journal, and I was thinking of potential questions that they might ask me, and I was making answers to them, just writing down potential questions and answers that I would have. And that was so helpful because if there was a question that they asked me, um, I could just reference back in my head, okay, I have an answer for this. I don't have to scramble, I don't have to think much about it. And it was a lifesaver. So if you take any advice from this video, please use that to your advantage because it was so helpful for me to have just been able to reference back to answers that I already had kind of had in my brain. So definitely try that. It was super helpful. And definitely makes for a better interview because you are more well spoken and you have a better idea of what you want to say. And that's another thing. Don't rush to speak. Think about your answers first and speak a little slower. There's no rush, and you want to be as well spoken and as well understood as you can be. One more thing that I want to touch on really quickly before I move into my interview experience. Please, please, please do some prior research, some digging about what the Rotary program is all about. They will ask you in the interview what drew you to Rotary, why do you want to be a Rotary foreign exchange student? So you kind of have to know what Rotary is about. So do some research on that, write down notes if you have to. And also do some research on some countries that you're interested in. Even prior to the passport fair, your mind might change on some countries, but do some research on countries that you're initially interested in. So if they ask you, like, what is your ideal country that you would like to go to, or something like that, you have an answer, you know things about the country, like the national religion, the population, kind of food and culture, what drew you to that country, just so they can get an idea of what you are like as a person and things that you like about certain countries, because that also makes it easier for them to place you in a country if they know what you are drawn to. So now, to talk about my interview, I kind of just went into the room. They called me in. There was about 5 Rotarians there at the table. I sat down, and they started their questions with asking me about myself, my hobbies, my home life, my family, what does my day to day look like, just that sort of thing. So, next, they kind of started asking questions about countries that I would choose and why, what gravitated me towards them, if I'm willing to kind of drop my own culture and really embrace um, a new culture and force myself to be immersed in it. Asked me if I'm willing to learn a new language, if I'm willing to force myself not to speak English in order to learn a foreign language. Just that kind of question. They really want to hear genuine answers. This experience is truly once in a lifetime, and I feel like you would be cutting yourself short if you didn't truly just let loose and embrace the culture. So they really want to know if you're ready to do that, and if you're ready to try new things and, uh, you know, just be a little bit out there. So just be prepared to be honest and genuine and share how far you're willing to go. Like, yes, I want to learn a new language, or no, I'm really not that comfortable, because that can also dictate like where they're going to place you. Um, they might place you in a country where they speak mostly English, um, or speak mostly your home country's language if you're not comfortable with it. Or you can get the complete opposite, and they might place you somewhere where you're kind of forced to do it anyway. So this experience is really truly going to change you as a person, and just be open to it. Just let it happen, because you have nothing to lose. This experience truly is so unique, and they really want to see like how you're going to soak that all up and how you're going to use this experience. Then they move into the question of, will you be okay without your family for a year? How are you going to adapt to new school, new family, new friends, new life for a year? Are you able to adapt? Are you okay with change? Those types of questions are huge to think on before your interview, and really play a huge role in the decision they make, whether you're accepted in the program or not. Um, and if you're not accepted into the program, it's not because they don't want you to experience this, but they want what's best for you. And if you're not ready to really take the leap and really embrace new life you probably shouldn't do it. But remember that you are going to be able to talk to your family, text, FaceTime once in a while. Don't be on your phone like too much because you really want to experience um, the opportunity that you've been given. But you're going to be able to text, you're going to be able to FaceTime. They're going to see pictures on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever it is. Um, and ultimately, they're going to be the people that you come home to. So don't let that be detrimental in your experience. And make sure that when they ask you that question, you give a really honest and genuine answer because, like I said, that is huge. And before I conclude this video, I want to include that when I was going into the passport fair initially, I was waiting for Italy and Spain and Germany to open up because there was a lot of kids over there. And my mom was like, let's just go over to Finland because this girl's over here by herself. And I was like, okay, I mean, like, I don't really know anything about Finland. I'm not really interested in it. And then we walked over there. This girl was so sweet, so informative, so like well spoken, and she had like Finnish candy, the salty licorice. She had like a whole map. It was great. And she told me so much about Finland. I literally had no clue about Finland until I went to that passport fair, and we left to go see Spain. And my mom looked at me and she's like, I don't know why, but I have this feeling that that's where you're going to go. And I was like, Mom, come on. Like, we haven't even looked at all the other countries. But she was right. Mother's intuition. But yeah, it truly has been a great experience. And I'm really excited. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful for your future interview for Rotary. I wish you the absolute best of luck. If you want to continue to follow me on my journey abroad, please subscribe and stay tuned for my next video. Bye.